This video we're going to look at BNGO, and we're going to look at a couple of catalysts coming up that might potentially get it creeping back up to those levels we were at pre-dip, possibly, who knows. We're going to have a look at tip ranks as well. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Make sure that you head down and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you're new here and you're enjoying the content or will enjoy the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any future content coming up. Like the video while you're down there as well. That really helps out the channel, helps push the channel out and get this message out there to as many people as possible. Or wait until you've watched the video, actually enjoyed it, actually liked it, and then like it because you've genuinely liked it. Also, pop a comment down below as well whether you got into BNGO in the little dip. That'd be great if you did. Let me know what price you got in at. That'd be amazing to hear some success stories as well. So yeah, we're going to look at BNGO in this stock. We're going to look at the catalysts of that, give it the potential possibly to start creeping back up to the levels it was at. I'm not saying these catalysts are going to send it to the moon and it's going to rock it. It's not. I mean, there's nothing about the catalysts that are going to cause it to do that, but then they're good catalysts that are certainly going to start pushing BNGO back into that right direction and continue its recovery. It has recovered quite a bit recently, but this should just push it and nudge it up. We're going to have a look at tip ranks and their predictions for the next 12-month forecast and the analysts on there. And we're going to generally just have a look at the chart and how it's behaved in the last kind of month or so, because it's been pretty volatile. If you don't want to watch through the whole thing, it's going to be about 8 or 10 minutes long. Then head to my last video I did yesterday, which is a YouTube Shorts. It's less than 60 seconds long, 59, and it just goes through the bare bones, the basics of what this video is going to be about. We briefly touch on tip ranks and the price targets there, and we have a quick look at the two catalysts that are going to help BNGO get back up to the levels it was at before. So let's get into the computer and we'll just take a look at all that right now. Right, so we are actually going to start in the portfolio this time, but this is the high risk, high spec play portfolio. So if you want to have a look down to the left, you'll see lots of red still, but it is still recovering. We have got some green in there. Here's BNGO, Bio-Nanogenomics. It's currently at $9.06. 67 cents. Here's your month overview of what's happened. So we saw highs of $15.50 and it tumbled along with the sell-off generally in the market. I'm sure there were a few bits of news that came out and catalysts that forced it down a little bit further and a little bit faster, but certainly we had a general sell-off in the market, and that's the main reason it got down to these lows of $6.60. Let me know if you got in at $6.60 or around that, $6.70, even $7. That would be amazing, so let me know. But here's an overview. We got in at the dotted line way back when, so we are currently up in BNGO and I'm 18.23% up still, which is great. So first things first, here is if you go into Bio-Genomics, the website, and go onto investors section, we've got the bits here. So Bio-Nanogenomics to present at several upcoming investor conferences. This is one of the reasons and that I think the stock will continue to go in the right direction in its recovery. The reason being, we're not going to see anything massive in these conferences, I don't think. But Bio-Nano is doing a great job at the moment with marketing itself, getting itself out there, networking, and just putting itself about a bit. So we've got these conferences, 16th and to the 18th, they're speaking on the 17th, and we've got another one that'll be in the conference at some point between the 17th and 19th. We've got the Oppenheimer, the 31st annual healthcare conference, and we've got the Maxim Group's emerging growth conference. So they're getting themselves out there where they're doing these conferences, they're speaking at these conferences, they're networking, they are doing everything they can, and they're certainly doing it well and going in the right direction to helping grow the company. The more conferences like this they do, the more networking they do, the more exposure they get to the general public, the more exposure they get to investors, the more exposure they get to institutions who are then going to start buying Bio-Nano up into their ETFs and things, maybe ARK, maybe the genomics, one of the disruptive ETFs that ARK Invest have created, maybe they'll start buying into it, who knows, that could be a massive catalyst if that happens. But this is the general where I think certainly in the next few days we should hopefully see the prices start to creep up. If the presentations in these conferences don't go very well for one reason or another, or maybe there's something that a lot of people are expecting them to say and they don't say it, then it will have the reverse effect. Don't forget, do not take this as advice, certainly not financial advice, because I haven't really got a clue what I'm doing. However, these guys do. So let's have a look at tip ranks. This is one of my favorites for looking at price targets and things like that. We've got a 12-month forecast here. Now we're currently at $9.67 and we've got 3 buys on here. It is a strong buy currently with 3 analysts who have put a price target on it with an average of $14.33. That equates to a 48.19% upside for Bio-Nanogenomics. Lots of confidence in this company. Analysts are looking at it as a buy. Big price targets for the next 12 months, massively market beating. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Certainly after these conferences. Let's get these conferences over and done with. Let's see how they go and see what the stock price does after those. But certainly the analysts on TETranks are looking forward to a good year in Bio-Nano with an average of a 48.19% upside. High is up to $15. You can see there. So there we are. I hope you enjoyed that video on BNGO, sort of an overview and the catalyst and TETranks and bits and pieces like that. One thing I'd like to just point out now, we are or have just seen quite a serious dip in the stock market. If you are not a fan of these very high volatile, big movers like your BNGO, like your penny stocks, like anything else that is moving quite rapidly at the moment, don't be buying into these high risk speculative plays at the lower levels, certainly the penny stocks, because they move more. What you want to be focusing on, my main portfolio during this dip went down maybe 3%. Like, it wasn't a massive move. I've got big companies in there, huge market caps, dividend payers because they're big companies. I've got ETFs that don't move nearly as much, and I've just got a more solid, well-rounded, diversified portfolio that doesn't give me those heebie-jeebies, doesn't give me the anxiety of looking at your trading app and going, oh, it's all red. You don't want that. That will put you off investing for the rest of your life. The way I do it is I have my main portfolio, which is the big stocks. I then have the smaller portfolio, which is my high risk speculative fund money. It doesn't matter if I lose that because it's not nearly as much as I'm putting into the main account. Try doing that maybe and go into some big dividend payers, maybe some tech stocks. Let's go into some stuff that diversifies the portfolio, maybe an ETF or two, and get yourself a good, solid, well-rounded portfolio that doesn't move as much in these dips that we've just had. Otherwise, you will start resenting investing, and you know that you're not always going to get those big gains, those big movers. You're going to make 50%, 60, 70% in a day. It's not always going to be like that. You might get lucky with 1 or 2 if you've got some good catalysts coming up and you've really read the signs well. But why not get into an ETF that tracks the market, a few big stocks, a few large market cap companies that will pay dividends as well to get back some capital from those companies, get your money working for you instead of opening your trading app thinking, oh no, it's a down day, that's really not good, and start getting really anxious about it. I'm part of this Instagram group of traders, and a few of them I feel maybe are probably relatively new to this, and I don't think their psychology is quite on being a huge part of trading, not trading, investing. It is the psychology, and I'm just not sure that they're quite there with it. If they see a down day or some massive sell-offs like we saw recently, I think it really got to a couple of them just from what they were saying in their group, and I wanted to get in there and just say, guys, don't worry, just hold, just don't worry about it. It's all part of investing. As long as you've bought into the right companies, they should all bounce back. As it happens, I think the majority of them have, but if you get anxious about that sort of thing and you don't like that sort of thing, go into maybe your larger market cap companies because there's less movement, less volatility. If you don't care and you love the thrill of it, then buy your penny stocks to your heart's desire. Don't care. If that works for you, that's good. And then get your huge returns as well, probably maybe if you buy the right companies. So anyway, end the video with a bit of a rant. I'm sorry. I'll wrap the video up there, guys. That'll be it for me today, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you later.